Welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Stick around to see me create this look. I started by cleansing my skin. I've used the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm, and now I'm going in with the Ordinary's Glycolic Acid Toner on a cotton pad and just taking that all the way over my face. It helps to prep the skin, get the skin ready for makeup, tone it, take off any excess makeup, and just leave it feeling really fresh. Now I'm going in with the Ordinary's Niacinimide serum. This is fantastic if you've got oily skin like me. Helps my skin stay balanced throughout the day, reduce sebum production, and just helps keep my pores unclogged. I'm just taking that right the way over my face, making sure to push it in and take the product down my neck. So sometimes I like to mix it up between using oils and moisturizers. Today I'm using the Squalane oil from The Ordinary. Yes, I do like their products because my skin's feeling a little bit dehydrated. So you'll notice that I'm putting that onto the parts of my face where I'm more likely to get dry first and where I want a bit more glow, and then taking the rest on my fingertips right the way over my face and blending it down my neck. This will stop me getting really greasy through my T-zone. So the foundation that I'm using today is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. It's got a very long name. It can be quite full coverage, but using it over the top of an oil is going to change the consistency of it slightly, and I'm going to really work to sheer it out. Now this product starts to go on looking quite yellow, but I promise you that it will melt into my skin and just give me an overall glowy sort of tint. I do have a lot of redness in my face, so this does work to cover it and bring it down a little bit, but not really changing the texture of my skin and making it look like a mask. So I'm using a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I love this brush because of how dense the bristles are, and I'm using it to buff the product in all over my face, making sure to blend down my neck and just making sure there's no lines across my face. Again, just really smoothing it in, working on those areas where I need a little bit more coverage, around the nose, across my cheeks, and just making sure the product is really well blended. I'm also going in with the back of a beauty blender just to take off that top layer of product and make sure there's nothing sitting on top of my skin and that the foundation is really worked into my skin. So once I'm happy with how the foundation looks, I'm going to start with one of my tricks. I like to go in with a tinted brow gel on my brows before I go in and fill them in. It helps to highlight any gaps, and I find that if you let the product dry a little bit before going in with the brow pencil, you get a better finish. So today I'm using the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Espresso and just taking that over the hairs, including the smaller ones at the end of my brows, just to give them hairs a bit more definition. So moving on to the eyes, we're going to be using a few different colours from the Zoeva Caramel Melange palette. I'm starting off with the colour called Universal Delight, and I'm going to take that through the crease and just down onto the movable lid. So this colour looks quite light in the pan, but does go on quite warm onto the skin. On someone with fairer skin, it probably would be quite a darker colour. But for me, it's a really good base and transition colour. So I've used a fluffy brush just to take that through the crease, and now I've used the Sigma Pencil E30 brush to take that under the eyes, and then I'm repeating the same on the other eye. The pencil brush is fantastic because it gives you a bit more control over where the colour goes. It's quite dense, but it is allowing you to blend out at the same time. So next I'm going to go in with another colour from the Zoeva palette called Finish Sensual. You can see here that it's the most cool toned of the colours from this palette, And we're going to take that again on the same fluffy brush, more focused on going through the crease and the outer corner at this point, keeping that really rounded shape through the socket. Nothing too defined, just keeping it really soft and smoky. I'll also take that same colour on the Sigma E30 pencil brush and run that under the eyes, taking it down quite low to really blend and smoke out that lovely warm colour. And then I'll repeat the same thing on the other eye. As you can see here, I'm looking in the mirror, checking to make sure that my eyes are pretty similar in shape and that they've come up the same distance with the colour. And then I'm using a clean fluffy brush to just really blend out those edges. Now I'm taking a flat shadow brush into the colour called Liquid Centre, and I'm just tapping that really softly through the very centre of the lid, just to give a bit of shine and glisten in that area. This is not a really metallic sort of eye look, but it does give a nice little glow when you close your eyes. It's like a little flash. I'm also taking that same colour called Liquid Centre on that flat shadow brush, but just on the edges, and just popping that in the centre of the lower lash line. Using some of the Fenty Kilawatt highlighter in Hustla Baby. I'm taking this just on a short sort of dense pencil brush. I don't even remember where I got this one from. I think it's from IMATS a couple of years ago, but I'm just taking a little bit of the Hustla Baby highlighter. These are fantastic as you can use them as an eyeshadow as well as a highlight, as you'll see today. At this point I decided that I wanted a little more warmth around the eyes, so I'm taking the colour called Start Soft from the same Zoeva palette and just taking that on the Sigma pencil brush just along the outer edge of the eyelid, a little bit up through the crease. But like I said before, not really going for a lot of definition here, just more a nice wash of colour, keeping that really soft rounded eye shape. Alright, time to curl those lashes. I'm just using a set of Manicure eyelash curlers, fairly cheap, I think they do the job. Making sure to curl at several points along the lash, or else you're just going to get that sort of very sharp edge rather than the soft sort of curl. Next up I'm going in with the Eye of Horus Goddess Mascara. I'm taking that right from the very roots of my lashes out several coats. You'll notice that I start to turn the wand around, particularly using the very tip to get the outer corners nice and coated in the product. Now I am an enormous fan of this mascara. I can't imagine using anything else in the near future. It's a tubing mascara, so it's really easy to remove. It's really nourishing for your lashes. So now we're returning to the brows. So I've let the eyebrow mascara that we put on earlier set. I brushed through with just a spoolie. I just use a little disposable mascara wand for that. And now I'm going in with the NYX eyebrow pencil, just really filling in the gaps and just extending out the tail of the brow, perhaps adding in a few sort of little fine hairs and just adding a little bit more definition and depth. I'm really enjoying a quite natural brow at the moment, and I'm actually using castor oil in an attempt to sort of grow some back those hairs that I plucked out when I was a teenager, as I'm sure we've all done. And so far it's looking pretty good. Okay, so just a little note here about my skin and oily skin. I have incredibly oily skin. Makeup doesn't tend to last on me in the day. There's not a huge amount that has ever sort of worked to stop that altogether. but I do like to set my makeup, and I've really been enjoying using the Fenty Beauty Universal Invisimatte Blotting Powder. So here I'm taking a Q-tip and adding some of that Squalane oil that I used as moisturizer earlier, and I'm running that oily Q-tip across my lips just to clear off any of the foundation or powder that was left behind and get it ready for lipstick. Next I'm taking Glossier Cloudpaint in BERM. Just taking a little bit on my fingers and blending that onto my cheeks. This product blends in really easily. You don't have to work hard, and I don't think I've ever used a brush for it. So it's super easy and super quick, and I love the colour. I'm just taking a brush just to blend in edges, but like I said, it is quite seamless onto your skin. Now I'm taking the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Amazonian Clay Waterproof Bronzer, just warming up the edges of my face, softly through the cheeks, not contouring at all. This is quite a metallic and glowing bronzer, so it's just using it to warm up my face and just add a little bit of glow. Here I'm using the Fenty Beauty Highlight Brush. I do enjoy using this brush, however I do wish it was a little bit denser, as it's not particularly easy to really push the product into the skin. So I am using the Expert Face Brush that I used earlier from Real Tech. And I'm using that to apply the Hustla Baby highlighter from the Fenty Beauty Kilawatt palette. Moving on to lips now, and I'm using the Makeup Forever Aqualip in 14C. This is a really nice pinky nude, perfect for people who have a slightly darker skin tone or olive skin tones like I do. And I have to apologise here because I made a rookie move and the camera is cutting off the bottom of my lips, but I do promise that you get some good footage of what they look like at the end. So I've just taken that Aqua Lip Liner all the way over the lips, not really changing the shape too much, just giving an overall colour. For lipstick today I'm using the Luxe Cream Longwear lipstick from Model Co in the colour Sienna. I received this in the March Bella Box. This is a Longwear matte lipstick. It's quite difficult to apply because it does pull the lips a little bit, but once it's on, the colour is beautiful, it doesn't feel too drying, and it does last really well. Now I'm just taking a clean Q-tip around the edges, just really softening out those lines so there's no definite lines, and then just taking a little bit more of the Fenty Beauty Invisimatte setting powder across my face. Next up I'm taking the Caudalie Beauty Elixir and just giving myself a few spritzes just to freshen my face back up. Now I'm taking the VO5 Give Me Texture Texturizing Spray and just spritzing a little through the roots and through my part, just to give my hair a little bit more texture and hold, as it's a bit oily and unmanageable today. So here we have the finished look. Really glowy, simple, skin that looks like skin, warm eye, nice nude berry lip. Thanks for watching guys, I really hope that you enjoyed it. It would mean so much to me if you would share this on, hit subscribe, hit like, you know, all the things, and I'll see you really soon with another video. Thank you.